But now what I want to do is I want to move a bit more personally, and the best way to do that is obviously through our segment that we like to call the Lessons of Life segment. So it's just one or two answers of kind of getting an understanding of what you've picked up along the way. So my first question to you, Baba, is that from your own experience, having gained a successful and comfortable life, at what point did you realize that this isn't the key to happiness? And what kind of made you realize that change?
From very earlier on, when I was younger, because I was 23 years old, my father had stroke and I had younger siblings, 5 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So I already knew from very young age that whole fulfilling part would never came to me through my successes. From very young age, I started, for example, investment banking, hedge fund I used to work for. I started making good money from very young age. But since then, I felt that the fulfillment always came from, say, my dad is happy with me, my sister got good marks, somebody got potential for better career or something, or relationships I had with my family, and then later on marriage and children and how well they did. For me, happiness has never been through success. So it wasn't that, okay, there was a certain point in time where I felt that what I was chasing wasn't happiness. It wasn't, because I never chased money or success for the purpose of comfort, because I think the way our life was designed and we grew up, whether it was family or kind of ethos of the whole neighborhood, was the type that it's your character, the type of person you are. So that brings the contentment and happiness than just the wealth. What I felt though is that since times changed, the technology came in, social media came in, between 2008 and 2012, society changed in a big way. Considering I was reasonably successful from a younger age, and then later on kind of consistently grew over time financially and had successes. So I would intervene into people's life. If there's a trouble, if there's a problem, I would kind of help, whether financially, whether advice, and people would of course hear the advice and be thankful to it. But what I noticed, that things started changing by then, that people wouldn't like intrusion, people wouldn't like somebody even helping or trying to comfort them in any way. So people started feeling that if somebody tries to comfort you, it might kind of exposes their vulnerabilities post 2012.
Yeah.
So that changed, not that how to find happiness, but how to find meaning in this new way of life. Whereas before, meaning was that, okay, I have my parents, my brothers, sisters, my children, my family, and looking after them was bringing all that meaning. But over time, the external families, even to that point that even brothers and sisters wouldn't like as much intrusion into their lives either. And of course, cousins, and so as the rest of the family or surround people I kind of grew up with. So finding meaning in that new, where I have a nucleus family and now was kind of more focused on lot education and trying to make sure that your future gets secured. And at the same time, kind of, I remember that trying to spread the word, whatever I knew. For example, looking after your children is very important because they don't know what's best for them until the age of 16. And so just making sure people understood, or somebody's not getting along as a couple, trying to kind of advise in a kind of not very direct way, but indirect way, so that wherever I found anything which is not right, so I will try to help, but wasn't as direct or as kind of fulfilling the experience of interaction as pre-2012. So I think, so if anything changed, it's just the way life has changed. And I, who is used to the olden times, trying to make sense of this new way of life and how to create, of course, wealth I was able to create, that's entirely up to you. But when it comes to meaning and connection and sticking to your belongings, then that is something not just only dependent on you, but all the people around you.